151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi today. Sarv Dharma Prarthana held at Raj Ghat. President Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other dignitaries pay tributes. International Day of Non-Violence being observed by the United Nations, marking the birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Global leaders remember Gandhi ji. On Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri to address through webinar celebrating the 6th anniversary of Swachh Bharat mission. Union Minister of Jal Shakti Gajendra Singh Shekhawat will felicitate top awardees with Swachh Bharat Puraskar. Nation celebrates birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Modi pay floral tributes at Raj Ghat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Vaishvik Bharatiya Vaigyanik or Vaibhav Summit today through video conferencing. Summit is a global virtual summit of overseas and resident Indian researchers and academicians. India crosses landmark milestone. Active cases sustained below the 10 lakh mark for 10 days in an unbroken chain. India maintains its global position as the country with the maximum number of recovered COVID-19 patients. US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump to begin their quarantine process after his advisor Hope Hicks tests positive for COVID-19. The test results for COVID become positive. Good morning. Welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. A grateful nation is remembering today father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi on his 151st birth anniversary. A series of events are being organized across the country to mark the day. The year-long celebrations to mark the 150th birth anniversary of the father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi will also culminate today. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi or Mahatma Gandhi was born on the 2nd of October 1869 in Porbandar in Gujarat. People honor Gandhiji's contributions towards the Indian independence movement and his non-violent way of life. Albert Einstein once said about Mahatma Gandhi that generations to come will sincerely believe that such a man once walked upon this earth. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today visited Raj Ghat, the Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi, and offered floral tributes to the father of the nation. A Sarva Dharma prayer meeting was also organized at Raj Ghat.
संशय अहम सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते और मुझसे ही सब जगत श्रद्धा और भक्ति से युक्त।
Of every religion. I shall continue to ask God to give me the strength not to be angry with my accusers, but to be prepared even to die. Islam is all inclusive. Really?
मुश्किलों की घड़ियों में मानव जाति की सहायता और एकता के लिए एक बहाई प्रार्थना। हे परमेश्वर, तेरे परम महिमाशाली नाम तुझसे मांगता हूँ कि तू उस कार्य में मेरी सहायता करे, समृद्धि दे।
घोषित हमारे प्रभु ईसा मसीह का।
Well, today is also the birth anniversary of the second Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri, the man who gave the ever-inspiring slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Lal Bahadur Shastri played an active role in India's independence movement. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Shastri Ji's Samadhi at Raj Ghat and paid floral tributes to the former Prime Minister.
October 2nd marks the birth anniversary of Lal Bahadur Shastri, the man who gave the ever-inspiring slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Lal Bahadur Shastri was born in Mughal Sarai on October 2nd, 1901. As he grew up, Lal Bahadur Shastri became more and more interested in country's struggle for freedom. He joined the independence movement in 1920s, inspired by Mahatma's call for students to withdraw from government schools and join the non-cooperation movement. Shastri Ji withdrew from Harishchandra High School and actively participated in anti-government demonstration. Shastri Ji graduated from Kashi Vidyapith with a first-class degree in philosophy and ethics in 1925. He was given the title of Shastri or Scholar. In 1930, Shastri Ji participated in the Salt Satyagraha and later the Quit India movement. Following India's independence in 1947, Lal Bahadur Shastri played a leading role in rebuilding the country. He served as the Minister of Railways and Transport in Central Cabinet. In 1961, he became the Home Minister. After Jawaharlal Nehru's death, he became the Prime Minister of India in June 1964. As a Prime Minister, he promoted the White Revolution, a movement to make India self-sufficient in milk production. Lal Bahadur Shastri's slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, or Hail the Soldier, Hail the Farmer, captured the nation's imagination in 1965 during the conflict with Pakistan. Shastri Ji died in Tashkent on the day after signing the Tashkent Declaration due to a heart attack. Humble, tolerant, with great inner strength and resoluteness, he was a man of people who understood their language. He was also a man of vision who led the country towards progress. Bureau Report, DD News.
Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary is also observed as the International Day of Non-Violence. Though non-violence was adopted years ago by Mahatma Gandhi, the concept of non-violence is more needed today than ever before in a world increasingly threatened by nuclear and other highly destructive weapons. Realizing its importance in today's world, United Nations General Assembly on the 15th of June 2007 voted to establish 2nd October as the International Day of Non-Violence to disseminate the message of non-violence through education and public awareness. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his message on International Day of Non-Violence, reiterated his call for global ceasefire. The UN chief in a tweet said, and I quote, "Making this a reality before the end of the year would ease suffering, help lower the risk of famine, and create space for negotiations towards peace. Now is the time to intensify our efforts."
In marking the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, this International Day highlights the remarkable power of non-violence and peaceful protest. It is also a timely reminder to strive to uphold values that Gandhi lived by: the promotion of dignity, equal protection for all, and communities living together in peace. On this year's observance, we have a special duty: stop the fighting to focus on our common enemy, COVID-19. There is only one winner of conflict during a pandemic: the virus itself. As the pandemic took hold, I called for a global ceasefire. Today we need a new push by the international community to make this a reality by the end of this year. Ceasefires would ease immense suffering, help to lower the risk of famine, and create space for negotiations towards peace. Deep mistrust stands in the way. Yet I see reasons for hope. In some places we see a standstill in the violence. A great many member states, religious leaders, civil society networks, and others back my call. Now is the time to intensify our efforts. Let us be inspired by the spirit of Gandhi and the enduring principles of the UN Charter.
Well, world leaders have paid rich tributes to Mahatma Gandhi on his 151st birth anniversary today. Let's listen in.
Leadership matters. Relevance of Mahatma Gandhi in the contemporary world. Gandhiji, a true patriot, a statesman and a saint, dedicated his life for humankind. He was a beacon of hope, a light in darkness and a savior in despair. His brilliant and mesmerizing leadership showed the world that an individual could bring earth-shaking social and political change in a non-violent way.
प्रेरणा का स्रोत महात्मा गांधी प्रति म श्रद्धासुमन अर्पित गर्दछु। अहिले उहाँको नीतिलाई सम्झनु पर्ने र प्रयोग गर्नुपर्ने यो पनि आवश्यकता हो। गांधीजी का जीवन नै उहाँको सन्देश हो र जीवन कसरी बाँच्ने आफ्नो मात्र होइन अरूको जीवन पनि कसरी सार्थक र सुन्दर बनाउने विषयमा उनी सधैँ प्रयत्नशील थिए र सत्य सत्याग्रह हिंसा गान्धी विचारका आधार हुन्। संख्या र बलका कारण कसैले कसैलाई थिचोमिचो गर्न नहुने उहाँको विचार थियो।
150 years is a long way back in time. But even today, Mahatma Gandhi and his name shines for us as a beacon of great leadership and as a great liberator of India. Mahatma Gandhi was always committed to non-violence resistance against the repressive colonial rule of the British.
Well, US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have tested positive for COVID-19, and that's the big breaking story at this point of time, that the US President and the First Lady have tested positive for COVID-19. The US President had taken part in the first presidential debate on the 29th of September. That came early morning for us on the 30th of September here in India, where he had participated in the first debate that took place on the 30th morning in Indian time, where he had taken on his challenger Joe Biden in a no-holds-bar first round of debate there. So both President as well as the First Lady testing positive. Abhishek Jha, correspondent, joining us with more. Abhishek, first of all, the President announcing about the positive news about both the President as well as the First Lady turning positive for COVID-19 through a tweet. How did this give us more details, especially when it comes to this, because we just read a story about Hope Hicks becoming positive a little while ago, and now this particular story about both the President as well as the First Lady being positive for COVID-19.
So Anil, Hope, she's been one of the closest aide of Trump in the last 1 year at least, ever since he has launched his presidential campaign for the upcoming election. She's been seen quite closely traveling along with him in most of his journey and in political rallies and political addresses. And she's also been seen not wearing masks in a couple of days ago while traveling with him with the US president. So, and meanwhile, when she was tested positive, it was believed that Trump and his wife, they were in close proximity to Hope's, and they should also get tested, and they have been tested. And just a while ago, US president has announced that he and his wife both have been tested positive, and they are now going for a quarantine mechanism. This is still not clear how this quarantine mechanism will work for the US president, because as one of the most important nation in the world, how is he going to handle the day-to-day business affairs, political affairs, day-to-day security affairs and economic affairs of USA? This will still be seen. Also, he has to take a debate also on 15th of October, but most probably, if all goes well, he might get well by that time also. Meanwhile, the day-to-day affair of USA, this will have to be seen how this administration is working around with this quarantine of the first with the Trump couple, and also the day-to-day affairs of United States of America.
Okay, also considering the US elections that are scheduled for November 3rd, we don't have a little over 30 days left for campaigning now. We are in the COVID times. Does that compound the problem now for President Trump, especially when it comes to campaigning, because he's got his next two presidential debates that come on October 15th and 22nd?
So I think there are like 2-3 layers of this this probability. First, that there might be some sort of positive or sympathetic wave to Trump when he himself has tested positive and he is quarantined. He is not able to go out and reach out to his campaigners and his supporters. Otherwise also he has been not very keen on protective or preemptive actions regarding corona, and he's been in severe criticism in past also for not promoting wearing masks, or in fact dissuading his supporters from wearing masks and downplaying the COVID scenario in USA and the condition of USA, especially in the time of pandemic. So far we have known that over 2 lakh people have died from coronavirus in USA. Over 5 million people have been sick with this pandemic thing. So overall, his handling of COVID positive has been under severe criticism in the past also, and now when he himself has got COVID positive, this will remain to be seen how the people, how the voters of USA are going to take it, especially at a time when the poll is just about a month from now. President Trump will not be able to reach out to his supporters personally, because as far we know that he has his personal charm, that he attracts voters, and whenever he goes out, he speaks among themselves and he connects with the population. So how far that connection will work on the medium of virtual conferences or virtual rally, that remains to be seen, because Trump is a person who goes into the crowd and connects with the people.
Okay.
So with US election not very far from happening, this political blow to this Trump team is something that they have never expected, and they will have to work around now with this current situation, how to go about it.
Okay, we leave it there. It's a unique challenge that the White House staffers face now, since that as they try to keep the pandemic out of the West Wing, this particular, while Trump announced about opening the country, loads of questions that will now need to be introspected, especially when it comes to the spread of the pandemic in United States. We leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us, Abhishek Jha, with those inputs there on that story, where the US President Donald Trump and Melania Trump have both tested positive for COVID-19. Moving on, Prime Minister Modi shall inaugurate the Atal Tunnel Rohtang on the 3rd of October, which is an important step in the development of Rohtang. It is the world's longest tunnel and a tribute to the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Serve as a much-needed year-long connectivity to the people and will be an important step towards the development of the region.
5-6 महीना हमारा कट ऑफ रहता सर्दियों में। मेरी बेटी पेपर में अपीयर नहीं हो पाई। हम लोग यहाँ पर कोई भी फसल पैदा करते हैं, मार्केट में पहुँचाने के लिए हमें बहुत दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ता है।
Border Roads Organization (BRO) is responsible for creating a wonderful network of roads, bridges and tunnels across the country, particularly in remote border areas. BRO is now credited with adding another feather in its cap for constructing the world's longest tunnel above an altitude of 3,000 meters. The dream has now become a reality with renewed focus from the government and the highest priority accorded by the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Atal Tunnel Rohtang is a tribute to the former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Construction of the tunnel commenced with Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee laying the foundation stone for the approach road in 2002, followed by the first blast in 2010. Breakthrough in October 2017 was achieved when construction teams working from south and north portals linked up with each other, setting the pace for timely completion of the tunnel. To complete the work, a workforce of 3,000 labor and 650 BRO personnel have worked in 3 shifts every day. The material used to complete the tunnel was steel over 12,000 tons, concrete over 1 lakh tons, cement 1.7 lakh tons. An excavation that was required to complete the tunnel was 12 lakh cubic meters. This Atal Tunnel Rohtang will substantially reduce travel time and will provide much needed all-weather connectivity to the people of Lahore and Spiti.
टनल के बनने से हम भी यहाँ से चले जाएं ताकि हमारा जो ख्वाब है वो पूरा हो जाए.
While the new lifeline will provide easy access to people, it will also add to the capabilities of the armed forces in reaching out to the remote border areas as well. In line with the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi of giving a boost to our armed forces and to provide much needed relief to the people of Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh, this much awaited project is about to bring prosperity to the people, and the joy can be seen on their happy faces.
Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. We'll get you all the updates on that Atal Tunnel that will be launched tomorrow. Thanks for watching, but you take good care of yourself. Have a safe and wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.